Hey everybody, Mark Johnson here, back again with another film review. The film I'll be reviewing today is The Harder They Fall, a 2021 film release through Netflix. It's directed by James Samuels, written by James Samuels and Yoha Boken. When an outlaw discovers his enemy is being released from prison, he reunites with his gang to seek revenge. It's a Western, which we don't see very many Western films being made these days. I grew up on the Western genre type film, so I have a love for them. I think there was a little bit of an excitement to see that this was going to be a Western, and I think the second part was the fact that there were so many well-known actors and actresses within this film that kind of made me feel that this was going to be something that I needed to catch, and so I was excited to watch it when I got the opportunity. So, as the film starts, we are introduced to a family, husband and wife, and a young boy. And as they're gathered around the table to say grace and eat dinner, they are interrupted by a no-face man, but he has two golden six-shooters. He sits at the table with them. He doesn't really ever say much, but we see that there's another man that walks behind the young boy that has a scorpion tattoo on his hand. And he kind of holds him there as the man with the golden six shooters kills both the mother and the father. And then he pulls from his pocket a straight blade, carves across into the young boy's forehead. With that as the opening scene of the film, you kind of really are jarred, a little bit as the opening of the film. But then we realize what's happened here. We realize that the young boy grows up to be Nat Love, which is played by Jonathan Majors. And he is an outlaw, in the sense of the times and the way things were back in the Western era. His main goal is to wipe out the people who were involved in his mother and father being killed. The next scene we see from that point is many years ahead, because we see an older Nat Love who is in a church, and he is meeting with another person, and we come to see that that person is the man with the scorpion tattoo. So it kind of leads you up to a lot of interesting kind of situations, but the one that we find the most interesting is that, as much as Nat Love has his gang, the guy who ended up killing Nat Love's parents, we find out to be named Rufus Buck, and he has his own list of gang members. Rufus Buck and his gang head to Redwood, which is the vision of Rufus Buck from back in the day, where he envisions this place where his people can come and hang out, live and die, build and do business. While Nat Love goes to find his lover, which we kind of find out in a roundabout way. They've had a rough little bit of it. Just kind of for note, Rufus Buck is played by Idris Elba, but there are other actors and actresses within this film that are of interest, like Regina King, Delroy Lindo. Delroy Lindo plays Bass Reeves. Regina King is, I forgot her character's name, but she's in the film. She has a great role. And so as the film develops, we kind of see that it's going to end up to a point where Nat Love realizes or hears that Rufus Buck has been escaped. So what's he going to do, or what's his motivation? His motivation is to go to Redwood City and take out Rufus Buck. So for Harder They Fall, 2021 film release, I'm giving it a solid 3. I felt this film was entertaining with the elements of being a modern day Western, the kind of the hip hop kind of take on the Western. I felt that was also interesting. Or I don't even want to say hip hop, I want to say just the stylistic elements that they use to tell the story were on point. I feel there were some things that definitely didn't add up for me, which had to do with story. Everything else seemed pretty much all right. I think with a film that's 2 hours and 19 minutes long, I felt that they could have gave us a little more background on the characters and why they ride with who they ride with. I think they kind of skipped over that and just kind of had a little conversation that gave you a little bit of a backstory of why characters went with who they went with. I think that was one of the things that could have been resolved to help this film to be a little stronger. The actors' performances were on point. My area where I'm feeling the least connect to this film is in the story or how the story is told. So that has been my review for The Harder They Fall, 2021 film release, directed by James Samuels. If you like this review, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing with the channel, because you watch other reviews or you've seen other content I posted on this channel, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you have any comments, concerns, maybe some a different take on this film than I had, or a film that you'd like to recommend that I watch and review on this channel, make sure to leave that in the comment box below. And then lastly, if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming reviews or other content, make sure to ring that bell so you will be notified. So that has been my review for The Harder They Fall, 2021 film release, directed by James Samuels. And like we always do at this time, have a blessed day. I will see you on the flip side. Let's go.